Welcome to the second segment of NEVLH Veterans Serving Veterans. We're going to do a kind of end of the year wrap up with my pal JT here, whose stomach is grumbling. So if you hear strange noises,
Thank you.
don't worry about it.
Thank you. Really, thank you.
You're welcome.
Love you too.
Well, this is a mutual admiration society.
It is.
JT, give us some of the high points of NEVLH that have happened in the year 2014.
Well, first of all, thank you for taking that seat over for me. I appreciate it. You adjust very well. I think that one of the most highlight in NEVLH this year was our food pantry. I think our food pantry really started with very few numbers, and it's ending up with a bang. We service, I say, anywhere, and again, my apologies, because in the other segment we were going to do something else, and so again, we're adjusting fire as we go. But we service about at least 150 veterans a month now. But when I was here last year, we had 40 a month. Remember that?
Now, refresh my memory.
Yeah.
How do you get?
So
the
what
goods
happens is
for
we
this?
got signed up. Susan McGibbon, she was our former executive director. She filled out the application for Merrimack Valley Food Bank. I was going to do something like that when I got in. I just didn't have the time, and Susan came in, brought her expertise in, and was able to expedite that for us, which I'm very grateful for that. And so we go once a week to Merrimack Valley Food Bank. There's a couple programs. There's one that you could pay a certain amount of money per pound for the food, and then there's some that you could get for free. So we're not at that free level yet, because we haven't been with them for a certain amount. That you have to be there for at least 24 months, and then you could qualify for more free food. But that's where we go for all our food. But let me just bear off here for a second. Ever since the Lawrence Eagle Tribune articles that came out Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday during the month of November. Ever since those articles came out, it's been a truly blessing. Because I really say, when I really say this, I truly mean it. Every other day, we have just remarkable individuals from the city of Lawrence and Methuen that come and donate food to us on a continuous basis every week.
So any ordinary citizen out there can just donate food?
Please, yes, donate, please. Again, this for Christmas, we had Dick George and his wife Lori donated 10 turkeys with complete raw foods to complete a dinner. Then we went and bought 18 turkeys along with all the foods. But just people like that just coming up here and just helping. For Christmas, we had the book club, the Methuen Book Club, and I wish I could say their names, but they don't want me to say their names. But I mean, I'm so grateful for that for them because they just today donated 10 ham dinners.
Wow.
With all the trimmings, the mashed potatoes, the pie, the apple pie, and then tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and buy about another 18 or so. But we have other volunteers that have been calling us throughout the week that are going to donate some ham. So I think that's grown so fast. It's a bittersweet, Ginny, because yes, I'm happy to see that. But at the same token, I'm sad because there's so many people in need and so many veterans in need.
I think all the food banks everywhere are getting unprecedented numbers coming in. But so that leads me to my next question. You always need volunteers. How could somebody volunteer?
Oh, man, from your mouth to God's ears, because we've been doing this for 2 years, and I'm going to tell you, I say this all the time. We need so much help there. We're doing it on our own. I don't have this overhead. I don't have this funding that's coming in where I can hire someone full time. I just don't have the capabilities. The money we have, I have to put that aside and make sure that that's going to be used for essential daily needs versus me paying someone to be there. Yes, I do have an administrative assistant. Again, that's part time. And the only reason I have that is because I have my own my own small business. And if I don't go out there and work, I'm not going to eat, and I'm going to become a client in my own organization. So we need volunteers. We desperately need volunteers. Whether you're there for 1 day out of the week, or a few hours out of the week, or maybe twice a week, we need volunteers. We really, really do. So we're at 599 Canal Street, 6th floor, Suite 17. Our number is 978-258-2331. So all you need to do is pick up the phone, call us, and we'll make it. We're looking for someone that could become our volunteer coordinator. That's what we need right now. If we have a volunteer coordinator that's willing to volunteer at least 3 days a week, I think when we yield all these calls for people that volunteer, then we have someone that's going to just be designating dates and times and when you can come in.
So the food bank is open how many days?
Twice a week. Tuesdays from 1 to 3 and Fridays from 1 to 3.
I know I put that on the end of the show all the
It
time.
is. It still is.
So what you just need people to volunteer for blocks of time.
We do.
I mean, if you can't do the entire time, that's fine.
No, and
come
that's
in
fine.
for 2-3 hours and help out a little bit.
That's correct. And that I'm very grateful for the volunteers that we have. I really, really am. But for the 2 years that we've been up and running, Jenny, we should have 20, 25 volunteers by now. I think we have 5.
I really think the economy has a lot to do with the lack of volunteers in that area.
Sure, I understand.
As well.
People
really are wondering where the next meal is coming from, and they're not thinking about volunteering.
But let me tell you this too. One of our perks that we have for our volunteers is because obviously we can't pay them. But one of the perks is once we do once everybody comes into the food pantry, so around 2:45, once we know nobody's going to show up, we have our volunteers pick what they, take a couple bags of food home. I mean, just as a thank you. I can't give them any money, but they do, and some of the volunteers do take a couple bags, and just as a thank you, you know what I mean, and they appreciate it too. So listen, if you need help, I mean, yes, it's for veterans. Yes, let's just say that.
But a veteran is.
But if somebody comes
still
through,
a person like anybody else out there.
And if a volunteer comes in or someone comes in, and I've done it already in the past, if you're coming in there and you're hungry, listen, I'm not going to turn you away. I'm going to give you something to eat. But yes, if we can't pay you monetary, but we could give you, something else in place.
Well, that could be a motivating factor for somebody to help out.
I hope so. From your mouth to God's ears.
Volunteering is better than sitting at home and doing nothing.
That's true. That's true.
You get out, you never know who you might meet.
Yeah, it's constructive.
You'll
live
get
longer.
A job. But it keeps your mind occupied, and that's what's important.
Exactly.
Speaking about our minds, let's talk about billing volunteers for CDBG and DVS.
Yes. Okay, so CDBG is a community development block grant that we received in part through the city of Lawrence, and the mayor Dan River had the sign off on each grant that was going out, CDBG, and we happened to be one of the recipients of $15,000.
That was from last year.
That's from last year, exactly. And we also were the recipient of $50,000 from the Department of Veteran Services. This is the problem we're at right now. I'm a Marine, man. I'm good at kicking down doors.
No, really? Sorry, I come from an Army family.
Okay, well, I won't hold that against you. Nonetheless, so I'm good at kicking down doors. I'm good at finding veterans that are in need. That's me. That's what I like to do. I like to just be in the field and get that. So I'm not a subject matter expert when it comes down to the billing on DVS and the billing on the CDBG. Though, if I put my time into it and I learn it, I'm sure I get it done. I consider myself to be a fairly intelligent man, and I'm sure that I can get it if I put my effort through. But there's just so many moving parts to this. You have the nonprofit, you have my business, and then when I'm doing something for my business, something happens with, get a call from the veteran side that I got to stop what I'm doing, go over there and address that. Just when I'm about to go back to work, it's just I'm constantly bouncing back and forth, and I am dealing with more of all the components that are coming in and trying to delegate that authority and direct it to the proper personnel. right? So you call me the piper, like Susan Gibbon once said. You know, I'm able to just go ahead and deflect and send it to the right location. So what it is that like January, we have to bill for whatever money we expended from July to now. So the CDBG is not as difficult. I already talked to a couple of representatives from the community development, and they went through it with me. So I think I can handle that, which is not a big deal because, again, it's not really stringent. It's not as stringent as the DVS is. But the DVS is HMIS system and some other systems there that you need to know the process in order to be able to bill correctly. That's where we need to help at.
Are there certain services that you do do they have certain criteria for each?
They do. So there's a list once we fill out that grant, right? There are certain sections of it, and they're called UFR titles, right? There, this might be for housing, this might be for food, this might be for fuel assistance, this might be. So each category we have to identify through our bookkeeper and say, okay, what did we spend for veterans assistance this month? Okay, from there, now we got to break it down. Okay, so how much of this was food? How much of this was housing? How much of this was vehicle repairs? How much of this was medication? How much? Mm-hmm. So it's not just getting in there. If I could do that, if I could just take one day and do that, that's fine. But it's not as easy as as everyone makes it out to be. So if someone's out there listening and you know this process and you can take time and go to the office and at least show myself or my assistant, that's a huge help versus me trying to hire somebody right now, which is going to cost me money that I really don't have.
Sounds complicated to me.
You want to keep going?
I think so. I'm here trying to digest this. And I mean, okay, yeah, but what actually services can be billed to the grant? What services can be billed to the DVS?
Yeah. So they don't mimic each other, but there's a lot of similarities.
A lot of overlap.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities. So like one has housing, the other one has housing, because I think that was crucially important to us because last year we had a difficult time of getting veterans housed and keeping them housed, or they had troubles paying rent or whatnot. So I think that was a crucial part for us. On both of them, there's meals. So, but the DVS definitely goes a lot further. So it's a lot more increments and a lot more categories, I say, in the DVS part. And you need to get it right, because if you don't get it right the first time, they'll reject it and send it back. It's going to take you that much longer. So again, any of your viewers out there that know the process and understands the system, you don't know how much help that would be.
That's a pretty specific thing, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
huge.
We're going to take a short break.
I'm with you.
And then we'll come back and
we'll chat some more.
We'll talk some more. So we'll see you in a few minutes.
I remember the moment clearly.
I'll never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
I realized that moment. When we first saw the damage, these people really needed us. And I was going to make a difference, right here in my community. Together with local responders, we cleared trees and collapsed walls. We had to get to the family trapped beneath. As a citizen soldier, I made a difference.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
Welcome back to NEVLH's Veterans Serving Veterans. And I am still here with my pal JT. And we're going to delve a little bit into an article that was recently written, not just about NEVLH, but about raising money, using professional companies to raise money. So JT, why don't you personalize that and make it all about you?
So one of the main reasons that I went out and got a marketing company to do the fundraising for us was because I didn't have big brother or big sister knocking on my door telling me, here's $100,000, go help your brothers and sisters. Okay? I was trying to do this all on my own, and I was doing it on my own until I was exhausting the money that I had personally in my bank. So it came a time that I needed to do something about it. I called representatives, I called congresspeople, I called senators, I've met with representatives, I've met with congresswomen. I did everything that I needed to do, but I didn't have that political connection. Plain and simple. That's what it boils down to. So I needed to do whatever I had to do in whatever means necessary in order to provide services to my veterans. One of the reasons I did was go hire a marketing company. Now these marketing companies out there, the way they work is that they take a percentage and they give us a percentage. Now, would I make that decision on my business side? No, I wouldn't. However, this was a necessary evil, and it still is. It still is a necessary evil because of through their efforts and their marketing campaign, we'll be able to sustain ourselves, and we continue to sustain ourselves on a monthly basis. Now, there was an article placed not too long ago from NPQ that stated that we received $57,000, and I only gave back, and I only put out almost $9,000 in funds for services for veterans, which it's a bunch of malarkey, because if you come to us if you're interested as to where the money's going. You could go to the 990s and IRS, but it doesn't really give you a complete breakdown of where the money's going. Really, it does break it down, but not as my key financial statements would. So I would challenge Mr. Rick Cohen, that wrote the article, to call me, and I would be more than happy to provide the internal key financial statements to him, because the way it's written, it shows that we kept like $46,000 or $47,000 and only put out $8,000, which is not the case. Remember, I'm governed by our board of directors. So the board of directors every month get my key financial statements. They make decisions as to where's the money's going. And for the record, I've been doing this for how long? Maybe now, this organization, a couple of years now, maybe a little more. I haven't taken not one penny from this organization, and I won't. Let me rephrase that. Excuse me. Yes. I've taken a couple bags of food from the food pantry, and then there was a pizza that Sal's donated, about 4 cases, and I took a couple of those pizzas home. So if Mr. Rick Cohen would like for me to reimburse them back for the pizza and the food, then I will do that.
Well, again, I did read the article, and
so this is what we're going to do with that now.
I feel that he was more, because NEVLH was not the only organization mentioned. His gripe was definitely
the amount that the marketing companies take.
The marketing companies.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. He was going by the 990s, but what I didn't appreciate is that, first of all, he put one of my veterans that I've been helping on that article. He should have never done that. Okay, exactly. Because this guy's a World War II veteran that we've been helping out. What does he have to do with this? And nothing at all.
Doesn't have much.
Yeah, so leave that out of it. And then the thing is, as a journalist, I think that it's your obligation and your duty to get the facts, not only from what you're researching, but call that person or that individual that's responsible for that organization and get their side of the story. Because if you don't do that, to me, you're just like a National Enquirer, just going out there and feeding off what you see, and that's it. So,
it happens.
It does happen.
It happens locally. It happens nationally.
It does.
It just happens.
I guess I'm a little bitter because it happened to me.
Yes. All right. Moving on. Now you continue to work with the Lawrence Veterans Service Organization, and that's Jamie.
Jamie Melendez.
And Jamie was just here for the previous show.
He was. Handsome guy, isn't he, with that hair? I'm trying to get him to cut it, but he
I don't
want
to say it on air.
No. Yeah.
No.
I'd say
he's a very dedicated young man, and it's really been a pleasure knowing him.
He is. He's done a lot. He's a one-man gang there. He serves a lot of veterans. Again, his workload tripled in the last year and a half or so. There's a lot of money going out to veterans because of his doing. A lot of people just state otherwise. He's just sitting there and doing anything. That's wrong. That's wrong. He doesn't have. People don't. Exactly. What you don't know, people try to criticize. And when you're trying to do something good because you didn't think about it yourself, you tend to criticize others. Oh, that's not going to work. Oh, he's not doing this. That's not the case. So he's doing a phenomenal job. Every time I pick up the phone when I have a veteran that needs help, he's always attentive, always there. Yes, no problem, send them down, JT, and vice versa too. So when he has individuals in his office that he can't help, he picks up the phone, and I'm like, yep, no problem, let's make it happen. We've established a really, really good working relationship. Really, really good working relationship.
Okay, now in the last show you talked about a dedication that's coming up on January 10th.
Yeah, 10th. January 10th at 10 o'clock in front of the post office in the corner of Hampshire Street and Essex Street. Hampshire Street in Commerce, I stand corrected. It's for Private First Class David Buck Lee. Again, that gentleman served in part of the Battle of the Bulge, and he's Chinese American warrior that was killed in the line of duty. And we're doing that rededication to him after many, many, many years of a plaque being missing. They found it, and so now they're going to do a rededication again of that corner. I think it's just going to be. It was very. It was. Oh, what am I looking for? It was a great tribute then to him. But this rededication is just over the top. I mean, again, I think it's going to be one of the best ones that I've seen since I've been here. So, and he deserves it. And there's so many people involved. There's just not the service officer, the veteran service officer. We have individuals from Boston that are involved, like the Chinese American Legion. And don't ask me what the posting is because I just had a brain cramp, but. They're involved. Mr. Lee from the Lee Family Association, the president of the Lee Family Association, he's involved. And one of the main reasons he's involved is because obviously he tracks down Lee families. And we're trying to see if someone from his family is still around that could come and be there. We also found the lady that did the article back in January of 1946. She retired. But we did find her. We left her a phone call. We placed a phone call to see if she'd like to come out and be there as well. So everybody that was involved, that's still obviously with us, we're trying to get a hold of to see if they want to be part of that ceremony. It's going to be cool.
It's going to be very nice.
It is. It's going to be real nice. The post office is going to be used after that for snacks and whatnot. So it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah.
Now, do you have any other events planned in the near future?
For NVLH now, I mean, our goal moving into 2015 is hopefully get more volunteers in, hopefully get a grant writer in. If we could do that, we could keep obviously Mr. Rick Cohen off my back, and maybe I could get a grant writer inside to do the grant writing and keep it in house. We're definitely expanding. We went from one office. Now we have 4 offices now in 599 Canal Street.
Great.
Yeah, we went from one section that we do completely food. We now giving out clothing and whatnot, hygiene products and stuff. So we're hoping that next year, definitely targeting a building. We try to get into a larger building so we could put all the services under one roof. But the most important thing is volunteers and hopefully getting a grant writer in. So, and hopefully, I don't get an aneurysm by then and get everything done.
Now, what about houses? Renovating houses? Have you got any
houses?
houses?
And thank you for bringing that up too, because we've been doing so much rehab work lately. I think that's taken a big chunk actually of our budget. We've knocked down walls and repaired walls. We've done windows. We've actually taken on now doing fall cleanup in the yards and stuff for elder veterans. We got about 3 that we constantly do because they're over the age of 90. Some of them in wheelchairs, so we send people to do that. We have a project that's coming up. We have a bathroom that someone attempted to do or convert it into a handicap bathroom, but it just screwed it all up and it's not to code. So we're going in there after the holidays and we're going to convert that bathroom into a handicap bathroom. But yes, thank you for bringing that up because we're doing a lot of rehab work lately. A lot of rehab, yeah. So we're doing good things. We got great volunteers. Charlotte and Barbara are a godsend to me now. They're taking all my filing system. And Charlotte was I think she was a upper management in Lawrence General Hospital. And she dealt with the filing system.
That's a nice person to have.
Yeah. I was like, really? I'm like, come on. And then Barbara, she was an educator at the Greater Lawrence Vocational Technical High School for many, many, many years. And she's sharp. She's real sharp. Jay, he's a retired Air Force guy, 20 years. And Barbara's husband is a retired Marine. I think he did 32 years in the Marine Corps. So Jay, Charlotte's husband, I hope I'm not giving too much information about you guys. So, but he comes and helps us with the food pantry. He's in charge of all the signing in and whatnot because we need that. That's crucial. We have to get that signage in because that's how we get our food. So, you know, having him there taking care of that is just a huge load off my back. So,
well, we have about 2 or 3 minutes left. Is there anything you would like to say to the audience?
You know, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for your support. I am forever grateful. Please continue to support your local veterans, if not us. Think about all the veterans right now that are in a third world country that are not with their families and whatnot. So send your prayers out there. Merry Christmas to everybody. Again, if you have time in the following year coming, 2015, you have some downtime that you'd like to maybe get out of your house for a couple hours or so, please give us a call. We're always looking for donations, again, any type of goods that you might have. Thank you guys, Jim as well, for this great opportunity. We've been doing this for I think maybe a couple of years. I think.
Yeah, it's been about
and so we've been able
years.
to come here once a month and get the message out. But yeah, and again, the city councilors here in the city of Lawrence, thank you for your support, especially Councilor Amonte, that she actually be volunteering with us tomorrow. So yeah, thank you for the grand opportunity. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. To all my brothers and sisters out there.
Well, on that happy note then, we'll end our programming for the year 2014, and we look forward to NEVLH expanding even more and veterans serving veterans coming to you in 2015.
Hope so. Thank you. From your mouth to God's ears.
I'd like something else. I'd like to say something. So thank you everybody for watching this whole year, and please come out and help. We just need volunteers. We need a couple hours of your time. That's all we need, because if we had a lot of people with a few hours, we'd be all set. Ooh. Have a great and healthy holiday season.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bye for now.